What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Meet Your Movies, and I'm back with another review for you, man. Just got done watching Gladiator 2, long-awaited sequel. It was long, but I wasn't bored. I wasn't bored with it. It was entertaining for what it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Got me some notes I wrote down because it was a long movie. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to remember every single thing. I'm gonna start off by saying this. Denzel was the most interesting character every time he was on the screen. Just my personal opinion. The story is set years and years after the first one. The sister, I forget her name, but her son Lucius is all grown up and he's living a humble life. And then something happens to where it sets him on this path. He gets captured, becomes a gladiator. I wouldn't necessarily call him a slave, but he becomes a gladiator. Ends up being very vengeful because of how he ended up becoming a gladiator. He had an issue with another character who, now that I think about it, was kind of weird because the character he had an issue with was married to his mom, but worked for, well, not worked for, but was a follower of Maximus from the first film. So I was like, well, how old are you and how old is she? But anyway, when his mother, when she realizes who she is, she tries to reconnect with him. He ain't going for it. He wasn't going for it. He has his whole mode, excuse me, his whole mission is to get vengeance for his wife being murdered by Pedro Pascal's character, the general. And of course, it's like, I wasn't interested in that revenge plot. I was like, all right, I see what y'all doing. Then there was these two twins that ruled over everything, and they was like, it was like they got Commodus from the first movie and just split them in two, because they had these two twins that was like ruling everything. And I was like, they not entertaining at all. I really didn't care when they was on the screen. Denzel Washington was the best character. He was the most interesting character to me in this whole movie. Every time he was on screen, every time he was in a scene, I was paying attention to him and his performance. His performance was dope. You could tell that if this was a play, he adapted if this were a play, you could tell that his performance was adapted from a stage play. Like the way he was talking, the way he was moving, his body moving, all that. It was like he looked like he was having fun in this role. The action scenes are dope for what they were. They was real CGI heavy, but you'll get over that. It was I want to say like two dope scenes to me. The scene with the sharks and the scene with the monkeys. Those was dope. Matter of fact, every scene in the Coliseum when they were actually like doing the gladiator stuff and fighting, those scenes was dope. I don't want to take nothing away from them, even though they were CGI. I don't want to take nothing away from them because they were still dope. Denzel's character was the main antagonist in this movie. And if I'm being honest, I guess I can kind of understand his motives for why he was moving the way he was moving and why he was doing things he was doing. But I will say, he didn't get to enjoy it. His whole mission was this, and then when his mission finally came to fruition, it didn't really matter. So Lucian grows up, wants to get revenge, and that kind of got thrown out, that kind of got like pushed to the side at a certain point in the film. It was like that's what was driving him. But then when he was able to get to the point where he wanted to take the revenge, it just kind of it dissipated. It was just like, oh, that's what we're doing? All right, cool. I guess you just let that go, but whatever. But yeah, man, I was young when the first Gladiator came out, so I definitely put that one over this one, story-wise and action-wise. Like, it was just a better story. The perfect way to wrap this, perfect way to put this, Gladiator was story-heavy and minimal, not minimal, but it was more story-focused and story-driven, and the action was a result of the story. This movie was kind of the opposite. It felt like it was more action-driven, and the story was kind of turned down a little bit so it could turn up the action. But this movie, it's been, I don't know how many years since the first Gladiator movie, but it's just like, did we really need this? Just me being honest, did we really need a sequel to Gladiator? Because that film was dope, and it was a great film, not just good, it was great. Excuse me, and I feel like it wrapped up perfectly. If I'm being honest, I don't really know if we really needed a sequel to it, but y'all know how things go in Hollywood. If you got an idea and they feel like it can make some bread, they're gonna do it. But I don't have anything negative to say. Like, I did enjoy the movie. I liked it. I liked the action. The story did keep me like engaged, but again, the only time I was really, really engaged was when Denzel was on the screen. And he was the best actor in the whole, he was the best character for me in the whole movie. Pedro Pascal's character was cool. He was a general. So there was this one scene where he got outed as a traitor or whatever. Well, he got painted as a traitor, and he had to fight his way out or something, and he did it. And I was like, well, duh. I mean, you the general. I would hope you know how to fight and defend yourself, G. But there was a lot of deaths in this movie of main characters. Like, a lot. I was just like, damn, y'all just cutting people out of here just like that, huh? All right, cool, whatever. Well, yeah, man. I mean, I don't have not too much bad to say about it. The acting was good, the great. The story was cool. Action was dope. It was long, but I wasn't bored. I'll put it like that. This movie was very long, but I didn't find myself bored. So you get a thumbs up for that. But yeah, man. It's now streaming on Paramount Plus. I believe you can rent it or buy it, but I watched it on my Paramount Plus subscription, so I didn't have to pay for nothing. It's not a movie I would buy, and I wasn't finna rent it. I waited until it came on streaming. It came on streaming. So, but yeah, overall, it was a good, dope film. I do recommend it. If you did like the first one, I do recommend you watch this one, even though you don't have to watch them simultaneously. You don't have to watch them back to back to understand. It's not that. Like, you won't be lost watching this one because you didn't watch the first one. It do a whole lot of exposition early in the movie. So the beginning of this movie get you caught up on the first one so you can go straight into this one without having to worry about missing anything. Yeah, man, but with that being said, that's my review. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. And that's simply because Denzel and the action. But yeah, they wrapped it up nice, I guess. Even though it was a couple things in here. I was just like, bro, that don't, whatever. It don't make sense, but whatever. But yeah, man, that's my take on it. I do recommend it. It is a dope watch. You know, if you like the first one, you might want to check this one out. If you don't, nobody will be mad at you. But yeah, man, that's all I got to say about that, man. Meet your movies out.